Some of the garb that you see, those are Maasai. That woman was a Maasai woman. And walk everywhere. Here comes a piece that looks like it was really beat up in the past, but it's high ground, so the water's flowing from this. You're wondering why we're passing like we are. In Kenya, they drive on the left side, and they hope you do too when you visit, or they welcome you to. There is some electricity coming out here now. Kevin had a school built a couple years ago, and now they've built it to the government standards, and so the government will run the line out. This line runs out there, but has not been hooked up yet because there's a lack of supplies like transformers and things to do so. Now, this is a real tough section here. We probably got to blast some of this rock out of here. But that's not the end of the world either. If we have to, we use hand labor, or we bring a couple sticks of dynamite in here and flatten this out and make this thing work. But can you imagine being pregnant and having to walk all the way over this stuff to a birthing center? Or having your bride be pregnant. You know, most of us are grandfathers now. You want your granddaughters walking over that section of road there. Another washout here. These washouts are shallow compared to what we'll see up there. Now here comes another herd of goats. They actually probably help the road when it's dry, but when it's wet they don't stop them from moving. See the erosion over on that side of the road? Well, that's going to come up to the road pretty closely. Where these big rocks are up here, there's been some work to keep that from coming all the way to the road, but it has encroached the road in many places. But there's plenty of supply here for us to build up the sides and to use as culverts. Big guys we can use to sustain some walls. We could make this pretty easily, I think, but we're going to need heavy equipment to move these guys. I don't care how many Maasai you put on it, it's going to take a lot to move. We'll get some mechanical advantage out of it, but heavy equipment would make this work pretty easily. And if we had a week or two of that available, we could make the most important improvements while we're working on the other road. Now here's a culvert. It's doing a pretty good job on this side, but this side, you see, is starting to break away. Now we're getting it on both sides, and these are some of the most critical points here. We've got to fix that, or it'll continue to undermine this section of road. So I would say that this is some of the more critical areas that we start, and make this water flow in the right direction away from this road. Keep the road pitched so it runs off, and we have an adequate movement of water on the sides. And these cattle can always use a couple of water retainment sections that they could feed from. We've got some washout over here, and this is completely undermined. Although we've got a wide section of road here, we can pick the best part of it and maintain it. This is a beautiful countryside here. So these guys are bringing their livestock back to avoid predators getting them at night. You see, there are some fences here. These guys are to a more secure area, closer to the village or closer to their homes. Here again, this was all underwater when we came out before. It's dried up a little bit now, but there's big sections of this that are soft ground, and we need to get some substrate underneath there to sustain this road. So So you saw one section of really bad erosion on the sides. We'll be coming up against a little bit of more of that up front here. And let me remind you, if this road doesn't go in, traversing on trade, and that hill has handicapped them for years. This road has changed some of that. There's some more runoff on the sides there. We got to fix some more soft road coming up here. Another culvert that's doing a really good job of moving the water from the hill to the low country here. But again, there needs to be some type of, when that floods, it doesn't all flood the same direction. You can see it's flooded over here too. It's culverts on both sides, or at least to one side, with ditches. Sustainable ditches, and we've got the rocks throughout here. They're not as prevalent here because they haven't dug up a lot. Some more erosion there that will come back and eat this road up eventually because it just fills up with water and floods. The Messiah have done a little bit of work there. Here, if we could pitch this road, we could use that small ditch there, but look what you got here. We are going, this was the road straight ahead, and that's washed out. This is capturing water, and it's going to turn that stuff. A very narrow section there. This is precarious. At any point, we put a big truck through here, or several vehicles coming through here, we can lose the sides of this. So there are easy ways to fix it, but heavy equipment is one of the easiest ways, and with some Messiah labor and some volunteer labor, we could really make this an improved enough road that it would be extremely usable for the Messiah people and other people. Maybe some people will come here to trade, but I think one of the more important parts of this is getting those young girls an easy way to get to the birthing center. Which brings up another point. When you come up here, you'll see the school, and if we could build a doctor's house up here, I'm told that the government will supply a dock. It needs to be a fairly nice house, but if you look at the type of construction here, we're not talking about a brick mansion or anything. We're talking about a basic Kenyan home, nice enough for a doctor to move his family out here. 2 to 3 bedrooms, and that would be extremely helpful for the Messiah village. Again, we've got some runoff on the sides, rocks in here, that a little better. It'd be extremely helpful. See, there's a good part of the road that's a decent shape now. We can widen this, get the sides fixed up a bit. But those 2 sections where the erosion has come in, and one you saw, it cut the road in half. We've had to find a way around that, or the Messiah found a way around that. We have enough vegetation on the sides that we ought to be able to sustain most of that. We need some aggregate, some heavy rocks, and build them up where we need them. There's another washout. You see this huge piece here. Look what we've done. We've filled up with rocks on one side, and this probably won't make the next storm. coming down from the mountain there. We've got to find a way to get that through and extend that culvert through to the other side so we don't continue to lose that part of the road. Now you've seen 3 sections, 3 weak points that could eliminate the use of this road. Or let's build a bridge. You know, culverts is one way to move things. We can build a bridge. Those of you that took the civil engineering track, you should have some really good experience at culvert. This one's doing a pretty good job, but you see here we've washed over before here, so the side needs to be improved enough to get that water down into that culvert area and then across the underside of the road. This is a rough cut. I'm not sure if it's easier to sell if somebody takes this and makes a decent video out of it, or if you really want to see it like this, because hopefully you're not listening to me so much. There's another washout area. I just want to point out the parts of the road that should be obvious. Those aren't speed bumps. It's where the water traverses. You have the section up here, very hanging on precariously. Pretty narrow here. We've got a culvert through here. That works. Okay, you see that hill? There's a lot of water that comes off that hill when it rains. It runs right down here. We can fill this up and fix this. Stop a lot of stuff downstream. Another break point. Slow the water down and move the water to the right point. Alright, so up here is the school that's been built. And off to the right over here is the church. This school, we have classmates who are helping fund computers in this school, and there are going to be 30 plus computers going there, so each student can have one, and they go up to the 7th grade. Kevin's worked it out that if they get these kids to the 7th grade, that they can go to secondary school. And all these kids don't live real nearby here. They walk this road and they walk other points. And we got more of our friendly livestock. But up here is where we'd like to have, there is a small clinic, but up there is where we'd like to have the doctor's house, more than likely. And we want to improve this road to the school. Say again? Can we go up to that gate? Yes. I want to get it. I can walk up there too. A little lamb there. Yeah. So this road, we could bring the road up to here and improve that road right up to the school as well. It would be extremely helpful. So that's the avenue there. You see up here we got some erosion. So I've got to hike up half of this hill and get around the school and get over to Reverend Francis's place. All right, GoPro off here.